Man, it sounds beautiful.
The only other thing he says that you might have issues with is this switch.
What's wrong with it?
They made a hole that's too big for it. It's kind of loose.
Okay, how can...
Yeah, basically you remove these 4 screws and got to put something in there to tighten up because they made a hole. If you look at this.
Yeah, I see it. That's what you're saying. Hey. Anything else?
No. Those are the only 2 things that I would be concerned with. Everything else, nav lights, anchor lights, everything was working. And this works, it's just that it's not supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it should be solid.
Yeah. Yeah, these little things, like using screws that are too big, that's kind of crappy.
Yeah, well, he told me your guy was busy, that he couldn't come over and look at this, so I'll bring it back.
Yeah, even this, they could have just moved it up forward and covered that up.
Yeah, but where, I don't know what they screwed up in there.
I don't know.
I don't know, so because there wasn't anything there before.
Yeah, they put a screw in that was too big. I'm not sure. Yeah, stuff like that. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So they moved this back to where you had it originally.
Perfect.
And this, they were already there. I don't know why they...
Well, they didn't do that because my shallow water anchors at South Texas Trolling Motors in Corpus, they can't find a motor for it. So I told him just leave it for now, because if he can find a motor, I want to put that back on there.
Yeah.
And instead of buying the blades, like what you said, Powerball, yeah. So I just had him leave it because I had him put a reinforcement here.
Yes.
And I'm going to wait and see, because if this guy from South Texas Trolling Motor can get it fixed, I like it better because it's electric. It's not hydraulic and it doesn't take up any room in the box.
Right.
That's the only reason why. There's nothing really against Powerpole.
Right.
But that's why. I just told him leave that alone and don't do anything on that.
It's a new one there. And
it's tight, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No more leaking. No, it won't leak at all.
And I'll be able to take it off to clean it out when if it gets grass in it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is push that red button, do that half turn, and it'll come off.
Yeah, I don't know why he would take that off.
I don't know. If you hadn't asked us to look at it, we wouldn't have.
Well, I didn't even ask him to take it off or mess with it. You know what I mean?
It was just loose.
So the rub rail that y'all sell here, is it like this or is it heavy duty? Because see, like my old one didn't have this. It was all the way to the back.
Yeah, it's a little bit. The one we have is a little bit thicker. The thing is, his comes down to the bottom. It's got that little lip at the bottom.
Yeah.
And we try to put it in the middle because that's where you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
At the bottom, no one really hits the bottom. Everybody hits the top
and
the bottom of the docks and stuff like that. So we try to put it more centralized in the middle. Unfortunately, it's living there.
Well, it's, like I said, you know, I just want to go fishing in it, and I can bring it back and give me a quote on doing a new rub rail on it.
Yeah, like I said, you can feel the rubber on that, and you know the difference between a good
yeah.
I don't understand it, but if you're going for the least expensive, sure, but if you're trying to do it right, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
Quality Yamaha one.
Oh yeah. Hey, the safety chain for here, from here to here.
I can get one for you. I wasn't aware, but I know you put those on. I didn't know you wanted one there too.
Yeah, if you look, I put both of them down to have them both put on.
It's little things, and I'm sure once you start looking, you might find stuff here and there. I know you've done some work yourself.
Yeah.
Those are just things that I wanted to do.
Well, I appreciate it. He did tighten this up, right?
Marksman 2.
Correctly? Okay. So that's the deepest cut prop that PowerCheck carries.
Yes.
It's a, I forget what they call it.
Coastal.
Yeah, but it's they have like 2 different ones, and this is the one that lady up there at PowerTech there in Corpus was telling me that it'll get you up in 6 inches of water, and I'm like, well, I doubt that. Not in the sand, man. I can tell you that.
Yeah, not our bottom.
But but you can see it chops water, man, just by looking how thick it is.
In about 6 months or so, once you put a little bit of wear on it, you can take it to Mr. Ibarra and he'll weld more of a cup on there.
Okay.
I wouldn't take it to him right now because it'll slow down your RPMs tremendously, and you're not gonna know what it's. But once you see the RPM start going up on your motor when you're running,
They need to, yeah.
you can take it to him and he'll recup it, and it'll drop your RPM some, plus it'll give you a lot longer life, better whole shot.
Cool.
Rick, the solid goes to the switch? Yeah.
And the cigarette lighter light's on there that he took off? Yeah, that is.
Yes.
For the spotlight.
Go get that chain.
Okay guys, we're back. As you can see, I took the boat over to the Sportsman and those guys took care of it. Boy, really appreciative. They were on point, excellent work like always, top-notch workmanship. Look at that Purgle, all wired up correctly like it's supposed to be, put back where it should be, put in the second battery tray, everything. I can't thank the Sportsman enough. They straightened all the wiring out that was wrong with the wiring and fixed all that so that the motor, put in the new fuel separator. The one that was put in before wasn't the right one for that motor, so that'd be an issue with it starving it of fuel, so that it takes a bigger one for that motor, so they took care of that too. Put that in. Put in a brand new primer bulb. As you can see what's on that side, the primer bulb's the wrong one. So just little things here and there that, like I said, I just told them go through everything because I don't want to have any trouble when I get out there on the water. And like I say, top notch, like always. Sportsman. They went through everything here, and anything related to safety and the motor running and not running, they've addressed. There's a few little small things. I'm going to take it back to them because I'm anxious to get back on the water. You know, it's been 3 years. You know, we've been talking about this for a long time now. And, you know, many videos about the old Shoalwater. And the day has finally arrived. Look at that. Beautiful. Motor runs. Right now, I'm just going through it. I already have the boat back at the house, which we'll see in here. And I'm just going through, and any little small stuff here and there, I'm just checking to make sure everything's functioning. But I can't give enough praise to the Sportsman. They took me right in, and they took care of it. I mean, they were on it. They were Johnny on the spot, and they took care of it. My hat's off to them. Great crew there. Great customer service. Took care of everything that I needed. So let's look here. So look, I left my, you know, I don't have my shallow water anchor back yet, so we're just going to let that sit for now, and we're going to go without it. We're going to go without the trolling motor, because I haven't decided which way I'm going to go on that just yet. So that's off, but everything else is here. What else can we look at here? So they put in my safety cables. All right, so now let's take a look. So I got to make some adjustments on this seat. This does not open all the way up. Look at that. So I got to work on that. That's something I got to fix there. It doesn't open all the way like it used to. It needs some type of spacer in there because it's hitting now on the console, and it doesn't let that seat open all the way like it should to get in there. So that's a little minor thing that I need to take care of, but it's not going to stop me from fishing. You know what I mean? Just little things here and there that need to get addressed. The Garmin. Oh, this is something I gotta call. I gotta call Garmin and see. I told you I bought that Navionics card, SD card to go in there, and then it came with a free year subscription of Active Captain. But when I downloaded the Active Captain app to be able to sync it to my Garmin, I have to have an SD card in there. So I need to call these guys to see, because I can't use the one that they gave me that has all the saltwater maps on it. So it's kind of seems like ridiculous that I bought that card if I can't use it. So what I'm understanding is I get, like, say a 256 gigabyte or whatever, you know, whatever SD card, and I put it in there, and then I sync it to my phone, and then with my membership I can download all that into that SD card. But I can't do it with the pre-downloaded card in there at the same time, because there's only one card slot. So I got to figure a workaround on that. That's still a work in progress on that. Man, look at that, beautiful. I got 2 batteries again. Got my Pergol back. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to turn on the Garmin here. I'm going to take a look. So I turned it on. It's got power now. It's with the Garmin. A horn. I'm checking all that stuff that works. You know, so when I do fire it up here at the end, I checked the hour meter there, and it shows 0 hours on that motor. So it's at 0, so I got to break that motor in. And they gave me a card. Those are my lights, which we've already covered in another video. I did find them again online, and they're mounted back in, and I have my deck lighting now again. My navigation lights work. The only thing that's not working is the anchor light. So I got to look at that and see what's going on there. It's not working. So we'll have to see what we got to do for that one. Rusty's getting used to the boat there. I don't know if my pump works for my live well. I won't know till I put the boat in the water, because it may need some extra wiring to be checked there too, because I flicked the switch real quick and I didn't hear anything. So, you know, but it's looking good. Like I said, man, I've been a long time, guys. Long time. But the boat is pretty darn close. I'm planning on taking it out either this Sunday or Monday. I have to do a 10-hour break-in of the motor process. Has to be done for this. So I got to follow certain guidelines. Like it says right here, look, I'll read them off to you. It says Yamaha procedure for engine break-in. It says number 1, for the first hour of operation, operate the engine at varying speeds up to 2,000 RPM or approximately half throttle. Number 2, for the second hour of operation, increase the engine speed until the boat is on plane, but avoid full throttle operation and then back off on the throttle while keeping the boat at a planing speed. Number 3, for the remaining 8 hours of operation, operate the engine at any speed. However, avoid operating at full throttle for more than 5 minutes at a time. After the first 10 hours of operation, operate the engine normally. And then it says important break-in tips. It says always operate the engine in the water and under load during the break-in period. Vary engine speed frequently. Avoid extended idling. Avoid rough water whenever possible. Stay away from congested or crowded boating areas during break-in. Do not exceed the recommended full throttle limits during the first 10 hours. And then it's got a precaution here. It says following this procedure helps ensure proper seating of engine components, optimum performance, and maximum engine durability. So for the first 10 hours, I just got to cruise it around, basically. No more than half throttle. And so I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of fishing on the first trip out, because I can't really go into the flats, because getting up on plane and all that stuff, you got to throttle it up. So I'm just going to put it in, and I think I'm going to cruise up to Port Mansfield and cruise back down to the island and just cruise, you know what I mean? Cruise around in the channel. That's probably how I'm going to break it in. There's Rusty. Rusty getting used to it there. Checking it out. So I would like to probably try to get that done on Sunday if I can. Get that out of the way. That by Monday we can be back to drift fishing. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So I'm excited. You know, the day is near. All the major work is pretty much done. The motor runs beautifully, which you'll see here at the end of this video. I turn it on at the end of the video in the yard there so you can hear it. But it sounds good. What else here? A few little things. Like I say, I need to figure out the Garmin. I got to call these guys and see, because there's only one SD card slot, and you can't because if I use the one that they gave me, it'll overwrite everything that's on there. Well, not that they gave me, but that I paid like $200 for. It'll overwrite everything that's on that card, and I don't want to do that. So I need to call them and see. I think I just wasted my money paying that extra $250 when I could have just paid for an active membership. I don't know how much one cost, a year or whatever it is, I think it's $50 a year, and then I could have just downloaded whatever I wanted to download, put my regular SD card in there, and downloaded it. So that's still pending. I need to get that all squared away for that. I mean, I can run it with the SD card, but I just can't use the Active Captain until I figure that out. I'm not familiar with this tech, but like I said, it's I'm learning it on the fly here, because at the boatyard they threw away my owner's manual to the Garmin. So I found an owner's manual online, and I'm going through it, but it doesn't tell me, you know, the specifics about the, yeah, if you got to switch them out or whatever. So I need to get in contact with them. But beautiful, look at that. Deck looks good, beautiful. The deck lighting, like you saw in the other video, working perfect. I got to get everything put back in. I need to put back in the anchor. I need to put back in the life preservers. I need to put back in the throw cushion. I need to put back in my bow ropes. I got some bow line that I need to put back on the boat. What else? The flare kit needs to go back in. The first aid kit needs to go back in. So I need to get all that stuff together and make sure it's all on the boat. I need to put my new license plate tag for the trailer. Oh, I need to put the stickers too for my boat. The updated stickers. But yeah, so a few little things here and there. I need to figure out why the anchor light's not working. So that's something I gotta look into. Take a look. But yes, Rusty's gonna take over as first mate. He can't replace Cassie, but he's gonna take over for her, hopefully. We'll see how he does out there. First mate Rusty. But hopefully this weekend we can take it out and break the motor in. Just take it for a ride. I can get everything together by then and have all the equipment put on there. But it's finally here, guys. I know it's been a long time coming, and you've heard me say many times that you know, one of these days, you know, we'll see you out drift fishing the Lower Laguna Madre. Well, we're going to be back out drift fishing, and it's bittersweet. I mean, the boat, beautiful, awesome, the motor, everything. It's just bittersweet that Cassie's not here. Sweet part, well, bitter part, Cassie's not here. Sweet part, the boat's all brand new again. New motor, everything new. One other issue with the motor is the warranty. So I paid for the warranty, but they never put it in my name. So I got to call Ride and Marine and find out. I need to dig up the paperwork to show where I paid for that, because when the Sportsman looked it up, it's not in there, and it's already too late. You can't get another one, man. You can get an aftermarket one, but so I need to call these guys, and they just need to return my money, and then I can just purchase the aftermarket one for it. But I can't get one from Yamaha because it's been too many years down the road since I bought the motor. And that's on me. I should have followed up. I didn't know. I just assumed when I talked to them on the phone that everything was going to get changed over, but they never put the warranty in my name on the boat. It still shows Ride and Marine is what it shows. So that's something else that's got to get addressed. But that's where it's at, guys. It's looking good. Rusty's liking his new digs there. Walking around, plenty of space. He's just trying to take it all in. We'll see how he does when we actually get on the water here this weekend. All right, so I installed the card, or I'm fixing to. So this is what I'm saying, is I paid for that card, but now when I did the Active Captain app and I downloaded it and I went in there, and it says I have to have a regular SD card, because if I use one of their Navionics card, it'll override everything that's on there. And there's only one SD slot in that Garmin. That's all it has. It doesn't have 2 SD slots. So I think I wasted my money on that card. If I'm going to use Active Captain. If I'm not going to use Active Captain, then yeah, just plug the card in and let's go. You know, and you just buy the card so often. But what's the point in having the Active Captain if you're not using it? You know what I mean? I don't know much about Active Captain. This is all new for me. But apparently you can download whatever you need as long as your subscription is current with them, and you can download it through that app to your Garmin Echo Map GPS. So it kind of defeats the point of having the saltwater maps if you can do all that with just putting a regular SD card in there. Look at Rusty. Rusty's like, what's up? Oh, Russell. I got a little small issue there with the kill switch. I already went and picked up another new one from Sportsman right now. I was just over there. So I got to do some fixing there because it was cracked. And it was still working, but I don't want to take the chance and get out there. So I already picked up another one, and I'll put it on here in the next couple of days. I just want to get this video out because I need to get to bed because I got to go to work tonight. So I'm back on shift. So but yeah, look at that. So it looks good. Like I said, I'm still fiddling with it. I got to figure it out. Garmin, you know, the old Garmin I had was pretty easy to use. I'm hoping it carries over in this new Garmin, that they're still user friendly. But I just need to, you know, get into it and just check everything out and there we go. You know, something that's interesting here. I was looking at the names. They don't name Bird Island here. It's just there in front. All the other islands are named, but not Bird Island. Look, I'm going to pull it up, and it doesn't have a name. All it talks about are the old platforms. No Bird Island. Old platform ruins is what it calls it there. But that's Bird Island right there, right out of Aurora City. And I'm not sure what all this little highlighted area is, why they have it highlighted on there. So I guess maybe that's where there's supposed to be ruins all around in there or something. But it's nice. That Garmin's nice. There's Los Bancos de en Media. Los Bancos de en Media. Deer Island. Right there. Pretty cool. Pretty slick. I like the touchscreen. I like that. And it's perfect. Perfect size screen for what I'm doing in flats fishing. I don't need anything bigger than that. That's perfect. Whatever that is, 9.5 inch. I think it's 9 inch screen. I think it's on that. It's perfect. Fits perfectly right there on the console. Put the windscreen, so like I told you guys, I'm gonna have a windscreen to kind of protect the salt, to keep the salt spray off the Garmin, since it's sitting up there instead of mounting it on the console, into the console. This is sitting up top. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put a burn bar back on it yet. I'm gonna stew on that for a little while. I'm gonna have to figure out a different configuration for my camera. Maybe clip it on the windshield there or something. We'll see. Because I think the glass is going to be in the way now when I video. But those are logistics I'll just have to figure out once I get the boat back in the water. That's 3 islands. Well, actually, no, that's Rattlesnake Bay. What am I saying? That's Horse Island there, and then that's the Horse Island Bay there where all that green is. But that's Rattlesnake Bay. Yes, I'm loving it so far. Rusty jumped off the boat. You see that, guys? He jumped from all the way off the top of the deck, the front deck, down to the ground there. Guess he was getting bored. So I'm gonna have to watch that. If he's a jumper and he's gonna like jumping out of the boat, I'm gonna have to, you know, keep my eye on him. So I'm just fiddling around there, trying to learn the different screens and what it's got. You know, this Garmin has a lot more than my old one, the one that was on there previously. It's got a lot more tech in it and a lot more options than what was on my old one. But yeah, looking good. I just got to mess around with it. I still need to get some of that dielectric grease to put in the prongs, the little prongs on the connection to the Garmin to keep it from corroding. I'm even thinking about maybe just shooting some Corrosion X up in there. That might do it. I got to look up. I don't know if you can use that on electrical or not. But if not, just some dielectric grease will work fine. Back to Bird Island there. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm excited. Waited a long time for this. 3 years. It's been 3 years since the boat's been in the water. Since we're out drift fishing the lower Laguna Madre. And a lot has happened in the past 3 years to get back to this point. So that looks like the 3 islands area there on the lower Laguna Madre. Yeah, it's 3 islands. So, yeah, pretty slick. I like it. I just need to figure out my active captain membership on how that works. You know. More than likely, I'm not going to be able to use this card that I got in there that I'm checking right there. I'm going to have to download it from their website through the active captain app. Now I can see why it's a gimmick. I can see why when you buy that Navionics card, they tell you, oh, we give you a 1-year free membership to Active Captain. Well, because they don't tell you that you can't download the card into the Garmin Echo Map. It doesn't let you do that. It has to run off the card. So I can see that's why they throw it out there and they sell it to you that it's oh, you're getting this good deal when really not. You paid for that membership. It's not free because you paid for it when you bought that card. And then you're going to find out that you're not going to be able to use it if you want to use Active Captain. So it's a gimmick, man. Me being naive and didn't know, but now I know better with it. Okay. So from what I understand, with these new motors, so you don't use muffs like you traditionally use on the older motors. What they told me is you come over here, you're gonna flush it, and you take this off. And that connects to your water hose. You're gonna fire the motor out in the water. Let's take a look.